Good afternoon. Today we're going to be doing the abdominal assessment and the renal assessment. We're here with Christy. The first part of the assessment is going to be to inspect. And as I inspect, I don't see any pulsations over the aorta. Looking through, I don't see any obvious peristalsis. I look at the umbilical area and there's no obvious hernias. Christy does have a 3-inch scar in her right lower quadrant, consistent with the appendicitis appendectomy that she had at the age of 17. So that would complete the inspection. The next thing what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and auscultate. We're going to auscultate in all 4 quadrants. And there are bowel sounds in all 4 quadrants. There's no obvious hyperactive or hypoactive vowel sounds, so that would be normal. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check for any kind of bruit. And so I'll first listen over the aorta. And then I would look just under the rib cage for the renal, for the kidneys. And then after locating the iliac crest, then we will listen for the iliac. And in this case, there's no bruits or stenosis noted, so that would be a good auscultation. The next part of the abdominal assessment, we'll go ahead and be palpation. And for palpation, what I'm going to do is go very lightly. And Christy, if you could tell me if you have any tenderness. Any tenderness? Okay, every time I press. Okay. And again, at this time, I'm going to palpate a little deeper. And again, Christy had no grimace or no tenderness, so this would be a normal assessment of palpation. The next thing that we'll do is we'll check for the liver, and at this point what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the edge of the rib cage, and I'm just going to give it a little hook. And there's no palpation of the liver. Next, palpate the sternum, the spleen. And there's no palpation of the spleen, so that would be a normal palpation assessment. The next part is we're going to be going ahead and percussing. We're going to percuss all over. And the abdomen is tympanic throughout, so that's appropriate. And the next thing what we'll do is we'll check for any kind of dullness over the liver. And I'm going to go mid-clavicular line. And right there I go ahead and I feel some dullness starting right above the rib cage. And so I'm going to first mark that line there itself. Next I'm going to start in the abdomen and I'm going to look for the dullness. And there's the dullness there. So we're going to mark that with tape, and I'm going to check for the dullness. And that's approximately 8 centimeters. So that would be a normal finding for the liver. The last part we'll check is for the spleen. And for the spleen, I'm going to look on the mid-axillary line, about the 6th to 10th rib. And I can go ahead and hear the dullness there. And that's between the 7th and 8th rib, so that would be appropriate for Christy. So that concludes our abdominal and renal assessment. Thank you.